Toward the end of 1941, some began to sense a change in the air.
We were getting some restrictions because of what was happening in the Pacific. I was in the Pacific Theater on the USS California battleship, and we could not to have liberty and get out of the area. We had to be within 24 hours of the ship, and because we were kind of the politicians were doing something, we really didn't know what. But, we knew something was happening. But by the time the war actually, by December 7th, it had calmed down. I guess we thought the politicians had solved all their problems, but typical, they hadn't.
The night before, which was Saturday night, I went to a dance in Honolulu at the USO, I believe it was, and met this young Marine there. We got to visiting, and I said, well, as we left, I said, I'll see you next week here at the dance if war doesn't break out. Now, how would I know that there was going to be a war? But there'd been something in the paper to the effect that a Jap fleet had been sighted or something, but we really didn't believe it.
We got into Pearl Harbor late afternoon, I think about 6, 7 o'clock at night, on December the 5th, 1941. December the 6th, we were tied up at the section base in Pearl Harbor, which is right at the mouth of the harbor. And on the 6th, we just rested and ate and so recuperated. And I intended to go ashore on the 7th of December, and I never did get there.
We were put out in the field for sabotage protection. So they, like in the aircraft, they lined up all the planes so they could patrol them. They lined up the ships in Pearl so they could patrol them secure for sabotage.
I got to riding around with the gas truck driver who was gassing up these airplanes, and I said, wouldn't this make a heck of a target if the Japanese were to come in and bomb them, what they were lined up so straight? Now, where I got that idea, believe me, I'm not a psychic or anything like that, but there was some talk about possibly war in the Pacific.
Well, except that we've been on 2 weeks maneuvers and heck, with live ammunition and everything. And we had returned then to our shafter to demolish our guns and so forth and put everything away on Friday. And then on Sunday is when they attacked.
I had to watch from midnight to 4 o'clock. And then you go to bed and try to sleep, and boy, it's hard to sleep and everything. And then at 7 or 8 o'clock, why the war started.